Welcome to George Coll Fine Art. Here, the viewer is encouraged to get outside and paint from life. George's job is to provide the tools to solve the many technical challenges faced in rendering landscape paintings. View the library of landscape paintings offered and become a subscriber. You can also purchase tutorial videos, plus original tutorial and studio paintings. Thank you. And if you like what you see, click the subscribe button and join in on the fun.
Hello and welcome to Warm Light Outlet Part 3. So we finished this painting. Oh my God, it really turned out well. And when I started this thing, and from the critique I got yesterday from my professional bunch, I realized I had a lot to do, and we did it. So I'm very relieved it came out, and it came out really well. So I was wondering about that warm light and so forth, and adding these warms I think really helped this painting. So hope you enjoyed part 3 as much as I did putting it together. So with that, get outside and paint. Paint with your friends, get critiques, and don't be intimidated by a white canvas. All right, let's go ahead and get started and finish it. All right, bye-bye. Hey, here we are, part 3, finally. Okay, part 3 is detail time. And we're hoping we don't have to do too many big changes to design. But I got a critique yesterday, and I do think I'm going to make some changes, and I'll tell you about that when I get into it. And so we better get busy because I have a lot to do on this painting here to get it finished. All right, I got my gloves on, I've got some new paper towels down below, got my turp. All right, so I think what we're going to do first is talk about design change. And I've got this nice warm rock over here, and I think what I'm going to do is get rid of big rock, make this rock, and these rocks over here on the left I'm going to bring out into the water. Instead of having this great big guy kind of steal the design, like I'm a big rock and it's all about me, and instead of what's around it. So that's a design recommendation. Okay, so with that, let's get busy. So I'm going to scrape rock here, and I might make some changes on that little island there. And what I am going to do is get some white to get rid of him, and I'm going to get a little bit of turquoise. Just a hint of blue in here. And I think I need to make a lot of it. So that is for the water to get rid of him. But let's also make this color, which would be something to do with yellow and transparent oxide, red. I think I need to get a little gold ochre in there. And back to yellow, cad yellow medium. It's still too dark. So there we go. Calming that down. Maybe a little bit more dark. Now I think we can get started. I'm using a number 4 flat. And here we go. I needed more of this paint, that's for sure. I'll put some down in here too. And I think I need some up here. And I'll put a little of this darker color into the design up here. All right, let's now clean brush thoroughly and start with water or turquoise. Oh, I didn't clean that brush sufficiently. You can see it now in the mixture, so I really have to work this mixture a little bit better with a little bit more turquoise and more white. And here we go. I think I'm going to make the water go into this island just a little bit and then make it bigger on one side, smaller on the other. Kind of late in the game to be doing big design changes, but better now than ever, you know, than never. I think I'll do something like this. It kind of gives some idea that the water goes back there a little bit. Oh, I do like that turquoise in the water. That's nice. That does a very nice step. Thank you. Taking a little bit more time than I would like, but here we go. Now to make rocks look like rocks, these ones that go out in the river, you need a little bit of dark underneath. And so I'm going to get some dark. But I need a little bit of grease, so I add a little bit of Gamsol blue, transparent oxide red, burnt sienna, whatever you have there, kind of a dark brown. I think I'm going to put some turquoise under these rocks here, right in here. Now I see some gold in these islands. See that little bit of warmth in there? And a little bit more dark on the bottom of it. All right, I've got to outline the island with some more water here. And it has some water holes or background holes coming through that showing the water. I think I'm going to make a little bit paler reflection in a few places. All right, Miss Cat has entered the studio. Oh, There she is with her morning hello. Hello, Cinders. Next thing I want to get to is some sort of reflection, blue, dark viridian. I'm going to be putting some drag reflection. This is a drag, see, it's just kind of light. Put some over in here. And I think I need to make the rocks in the shore a little darker. So I will also add some dark underneath them by doing that stroke there and there and there. All right. Whew, time to relax and step back. How is it looking? And when I get back, it really simplifies the design, and sometimes simple is good when you have all this complication going on around here. All right. Let's get some light gray and work in the rocks a little bit. And light gray, and I'm going to put some of that up in here, and here, 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 just to make it a little bit more interesting. It also has some fractures in the rock, so that's what these little darks are. That's too dark. So let's eliminate some of that with some overlay. And that works pretty good. Let's get back into the green neighborhood, because there's a kind of a softness below these trees I want to get to. So I have some permanent green, and I'm going to be putting that in here. Permanent green has some blue in it, in the blue side of the green, and I see how that really adds to the, I'm softening that edge there, see, just with some up and down strokes. And I'm going to add some permanent green and some viridian, more permanent green, sorry, in these darks right here. In these darks right here and here and here. And then I'm going to bring some of the permanent right down to the water. The really light stuff. Light green. And I'm just telling a little bit more of the story. And sometimes I just make it up too. So I'm going to get some water going out on this way right in here. Just with this leftover stuff that I have from the turquoise. And to accent it, I got to get some darks on the top, because that is the outlet right in there, right in here. Which is the beginning of Gore Creek. Of Glacier Creek. Which will be right in here. Okay, maybe a little too much. There we go. I just want a little ribbon of that lighter color. But to accent it, you have to have some darks on top. And that's what this is right in here. It helps to have a steady hand at my age, 76. Or almost 76, 76 in 3 weeks. And steady is good. All right, with these darks, I also need some of this. Now, I've been dilly-dallying around, and I've only got 14 minutes left, so I better start thinking about important stuff here, which is I still need to get some of my gold up in these areas. And I want to get some down in here, too. Just warms are nice. All right, I need to run some darks through here. And so I'm going to run some kind of opposing angles. So here's one kind of leaning to the left, this one's kind of leaning to the right. This one will be a little darker. I just ran some overlay on it. And then back to maybe some darker stuff on there. Let's get some gray on top, with just a touch of purple in it. Purple. This is diazazine purple. Whew, that is strong purple. Just a little bit. And we will start getting some of that in. That's too light. More purple. Maybe more purple is better than less. Let's try that. And I'll run some of that into the rock here. And I'll bring some over, up and over, just to tell a little bit more of the story. And I will need some darks underneath of these guys, really good darks, right in here and here. Okay. I still think I lack some good darks on this island, and then we have to get over to where these trees are and get some tree trunks in there. There, that helps. Okay, new paper towel. And we have some purple and gray here, and I'm going to add a little bit more gray and see what I can do about sharpening. You see how I just squeeze this flat here to get some. I'm doing some upper strokes. Trunks seem to be concentrated in one area. I'm going to knock that down a little bit with some brown. Boy, that stuff is strong. And things in at various places to give that effect. I think I need to have some stronger, make more of a statement with a few of these guys here. And I'll run more of a dark through here. And I'm going to put some side branches, what will be just kind of a smudge here. And maybe in here too. All right, now for background colors, looks like I have kind of a yellowy green back in there. And I'm going to have some more of this color coming through tree here. And I'm going to have more of this orangey stuff coming through this tree here. And I did too much of it. So I'm going to go back with my mixture of blue, brown, yellow ochre, orange, orange, like a deep dark green color here, and reestablish some semblance of tree. And I'll work some of that over into here too. I want to get some of that light color coming through, maybe some of that yellowy green coming through here too. I think I need, this one is a little too strong here and here. I really like this color I made, and I'll spread that around. Wish I would have made more of it. And now I'm going to kind of make a yellowy brown thing here. And put that up in here. And here. And I'll spread a little bit of that over here too. All right, that's a lot of detail we're putting in here. So we did a major design change with getting rid of rock and working on island here. And it gives much more of a clear idea of, you know, there's a water going back. I think that's working out just fine. I think I need a little bit more turquoise water work. So here's some turquoise. Too dark. Too dark. Come on, come on, come on. How am I doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. But again, I didn't clean that brush enough, and I could see it in my contamination in my mixing. You know, if I'd mixed with a knife instead of a brush, life would be a little bit more simple. But I get kind of panicked for time, and therefore I start mixing with my brush. Not a good thing to do. So I'm going to make some more cuts into the darks, right there, and come around this rock just a little bit, like that, like that. And I'll bring a cut into here too. Looks like a little inlet right here, and I'll just make a little bit of a story on that. All right, that's kind of cool. But I think what I'm going to do, this turquoise, is make a nice sharp knife edge right back in here to accent. Voila! Good. Why didn't I do that in the first place? That's a little too blobby right there, but that's working now. Okay, let's look in this area here and take a critical eye. And I think I like the colors and the greens, but I think I could add to it a little bit if I just put a little bit more dark in a few places. Let me get this up, and that might help. And there's a little bit of a reflection going on down here with the dark below island. So I'm just kind of running some dry brush down there. All right, let me accent the rocks here, here, here. And maybe some lighter rock in here. Lighter rock, he said. That didn't work. Lighter rock, here we go. And maybe even accent this a little lighter here with some lighter strokes. And I'll run some of these branches over these guys so they're not accented quite so much all the way up. And I better do that over here too, just to not make them quite so overpowering. All right, what am I missing? Anything? I think I could use some dark at the top of these ridges here. That might help. I'm going to go back and get a little bit more light right here. Oh, that's a nice little painting. It really is. But I need to soften this edge right here with some green. Just some greens. Just soften this edge. And bring some darks in a few places. I'm going to quit. I like it so much. Let me get a little bit of a dark right in here. What is this white here, for God's sakes? Okay. I like that. Whew. Came out well. Whew. I think I saved my bacon on this one, let me tell you. All right. Thank you so much for coming by for, this warm light outlet. So I think, if you look at our reference, it was, very dark and green and all this kind of stuff. And I really think that these warms we put in really, really, really helped. We did some design changes, I think, on the water, and I think that it just turned out really well. All right, let's bring this to an end. Thanks very much.